Kick-ass confidence for the woman who wants more passion, power, and personal style. Hello, beautifuls, and welcome back to Kick-Ass Confidence. I hope you're having a kick-ass day. Thank you for joining me. I'm Linda. I'm your confidence coach and your host. And today we are wrapping up part 3 of the 12 characteristics of a confident woman. Not the be-all, end-all, not an exhaustive list, not the finite, definite version, but 12 characteristics that I have observed confident women sharing in common. And it's really interesting when you get to watch and study and just sit back and look at how a confident woman behaves and speaks and stands and sits. And I'm talking about true self-confidence, not confident in the workplace where she dominates and then not elsewhere, but in any situation. And in my 35 years of business, my short little 52 years in life, I have not come across many confident women. We are on a mission to restore self-esteem here at Linda Page, to build self-confidence, and to harness the power of personal style. That's what I do as a confidence coach and a stylist, is to restore self-esteem, to boost self-confidence, and to harness the power of personal style, because style is just a skill anybody can learn, and it is a gift. Dressing well is a powerful people skill, and life is all about people skills. The better you are with people, the better you are able to connect with different people of different cultures, ages, professions, industries, backgrounds, and so on, the better you're going to do in life. People skills are powerful. Dressing well is a powerful people skill. My strategy, Dress to Connect, is not about dressing for success. It's not about dressing to impress. It's Dress to Connect. It's a game changer. There is no style strategy like this out there in the world. And the primary difference here is that it's about connecting. Whereas dressing for success and dressing to impress is about you, dressing to connect is about you and those around you. Because you are wired for connection, my friend. You are wired for community, for conversation, for color, and for connection. Okay, so let's get on to the last few characteristics of a confident woman. At characteristic number 9, this might surprise you. She has fun. Yes, confident women have fun. I have noticed confident women who truly are confident in their skin, who are living a life that they love living. They know they haven't arrived, because there is no final destination until we take our last breath on this earth. But she has fun. And fun is actually a reflection of mastery. There is so much evidence out there. If you just have a look at the Olympics, at elite level athletes, they talk about, and is it Simon Sinek? I think it is Simon Sinek, yes, on YouTube, who often talks about the difference between a top athlete and a good athlete is when they are interviewed, and the journalist often says to them, like, are you nervous? A really good athlete is going to say, yeah, I'm feeling nervous, but I got this, I back myself. And the difference they noticed is that when they interview and ask the same question of elite level athletes, those who seriously dominate in their game, their answer is, I'm excited. I'm excited because they have done all the work. They do the visualizations. They do the writing down. I just watched recently, she's a gorgeous woman, American woman who just won is it the 200? I think it's the 200. I stand corrected. There's a Canadian woman. And then there is, they've all got such beautiful names. Man, I just watched the Olympics, and I just watched prior to that, 3 months prior to that, I watched her on Netflix. Amazing, amazing documentaries, by the way. On Noah Lyles as well. I saw the Noah Lyles Netflix documentary. Oh my gosh, that is next level. You want to learn about confidence? Go and watch these people. I don't think they don't have bad days. Don't think that they don't have setbacks, and sometimes they think, damn it, am I going to win this thing, or am I only good enough for second place? Go and watch. I love sport. My favorite movie on the planet is, and I love fiction, is sports movies. But so many sports movies are actually based on real stories. They're so inspiring. It's my favorite kind of movie on the planet. And then documentaries on tennis and Formula One and athletes at the top of their game. Incredible. I'm not a tennis player, but I love watching And I'm not a Formula One enthusiast either, but I love watching them. It's incredibly inspiring. It's about confidence. You need to go and watch it. You will take away amazing practical nuggets and you'll be inspired. But people who are truly confident have fun. And if you're like most of us, if we have something else in common, it's that women need to have more fun in life. You need to schedule it. If you need to make time for it, then that's what you need to do. We get busy. We're moms. We take care of our marriage, our kids, our community, our business, our church, our projects. Where do we fit in? Where does fun fit in? Where does adventure fit in? It's one of the reasons I love to get out there and go do adventure sports. And I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. You have to make time for fun. And the more that you do it, the more that you will enjoy the dopamine release and all the laughter and all the, even if you go, bungee jumping or paragliding, or maybe you love scuba diving, but, or maybe it's just, maybe it's something quiet. Maybe it's something just with you and a friend, or just you by yourself. And it's fun for you to go to an art class. Whatever it is, you need to have more fun in life. And fun people are fun to be around. You will attract more like-minded people. It's so, so important for women to stop and to go to our schedules and create space for having fun. Really important. And that is a characteristic number 9 of the 12, is I have seen that confident women actually have a lot more fun than most, because they made time for it, then they started doing it, then they started really enjoying it, and now they won't do without it. So having fun is a key characteristic. At number 10, a confident woman acts with courage. Now, this is an interesting one, because a lot of, I'm going to go to a Christian perspective on this one. It's like, it says, be of courage. You have a spirit of power. You have a spirit of courage. Nowhere does it say you're not allowed to feel afraid. We've spoken about this quite a lot. You are allowed to feel whatever you feel. Just don't act in anger. Don't act in fear. Don't act. You have to act with courage. And acting with courage means that you are perhaps feeling a certain way. You need to address how you feel. Give your feels the time and day. Give them time and attention. And then they will go on their merry way, or their sad way, or their mad way. But if you push those feelings down and you just speak, words of life, and you get out there and you're actually not addressing your heart. You're not addressing your feelings, your emotions. And whilst emotions are not always a representation of the truth, they are your truth at the time, right? There is this regrettable tendency out there to not give any time and attention to our emotions. And then the pendulum can swing the other way and give too much time and attention to damn feelings. I mean, you can feel your feels, but come on, what are you going to do about it? At the end of the day, the only thing standing between your status quo and that tomorrow that you're after is action. It's not a feeling, it's action. So acting in courage is what a confident woman does. And it doesn't mean that you don't feel nervous or afraid, whether you get into the boardroom for a big meeting or a contract or a decision or a negotiation, whether you are meeting someone, a girlfriend perhaps that you've had a fallout with, that you want to go and maybe see if it can be repaired and restored. That takes some courage. If you are looking to launch a business, write a book, or put your hand up for that promotion, that takes courage. But a confident woman acts in courage. She knows that courage requires a decision, and that decision is followed by action. And that action is the bridge that gets her from where she is to where she wants to be. And even if she fails at that action, she knows that she is a step closer to that bridge, to crossing it successfully. So as you take action, you cross the bridge. You may fail, but you've crossed the bridge. You're kind of getting off the bridge. You're kind of taking the next step. It is far better than being on the other side of the bridge, on the fence, which is the devil's playground, waiting, watching, fearful, nervous. That is where the fear of man hangs out. It is the devil's playground. That is where fear, doubt, and insecurity and negative self-talk and self-doubt all hangs out. That's where you will find procrastination, perfectionism, in inaction. So a confident woman acts in courage. Where are we? Step number 11. Characteristic number 11. She is teachable. What does that mean? It's such a commonly and loosely used word sometimes, I find. She is teachable. In other words, she puts herself into a position on a regular basis to be learning about new things, new skills, new ways, new technology, new power tools, in a way that is going to, both in business and her personal life, strengthen her, increase her value, and get her closer to living the life that she wants to live. She's teachable. So she is definitely going to be in some kind of personal/business development coaching program. Right? The craziest thing out there, and let me tell you that the country, of my 44 countries that I have been in and worked in, the country that I find most committed to a culture of personal development is America, by far, hands down. Definitely more than Europe, definitely more than Asia, definitely more than Africa. Americans, and I'm generalizing, of course, have this amazing culture that they're raised in, and obviously it depends on how you're raised, and by raised I mean not just your home, but your education, and then who you hang out with afterwards. That's why who we hang out with is so incredibly important and powerful. But they understand that if they want to excel in a certain area, whether it's sports or finance, or whether it is health and nutrition, whether it is marriage, whether it's parenting, they actually get into an environment and submit themselves to accountability and to expert mentorship. That's just damn smart. There's a bunch of people out in the world that are like, well, aren't you like 48? Shouldn't you have figured that out by now? And that kind of advice usually comes from coaches who sit on the couch, who don't have the results, have never put themselves out there, are risk averse, but they're the biggest opinions on whether or not you're doing the right thing. So you have to be teachable. If you're not in some kind of coaching program, you're not going to lose. You have already lost. You're actually playing actively to lose, because you don't even see, because you're not doing life with them, the people around you. You think you're not in competition. This is the thing that we've got to talk about in life, because, and it's not, sometimes it gets, it ebbs and flows, this conversation, this topic. Some people are very for competition. Some people are very against it. And then there are those who are ambivalent. There are those who are indifferent. Now, whether you like it or not, this is a competitive world. Whether you like it or not, you're in the fashion industry. Whether you like it or not, people judge you on what you wear and how you communicate without saying a word. Whether you like it or not, so do you. You judge other people based on what they wear, what they say, who they freaking vote for, and all kinds of other things. And whether you like it or not, there is somebody who is in competition with you for that job, that career, that client, that opportunity, that contract, that man. All right, so don't fool yourself and think that it's just you. And as far as competing is concerned, I'm going to say and, not but, and. Stay and play in your lane. You beat yourself. Go out to beat your last personal best, because as soon as you get distracted by the man or the woman to your left or to your right, you've lost. Am I earning the same? And is it fair? And isn't all that bullshit that actually has no place in your mind? When you have a winning and a competitive mindset, you are going to get up, dress up into that uniform, because every single position in life has a uniform. So does the fabulous full-time mom. And you're going to pitch up, you're going to practice, which is your coaching environment, your teachable environment, and then you're going to play to win. And you know what they say? How does it go? They say winning actually takes place during the coaching. You just go to compete and play the game to actually pick up the trophy. I love that. I think that's so incredibly powerful. I can't remember where I heard that. That's not my line. The winning actually comes in the coaching and the practicing. You just pitch up to the game to play the win and to pick up the trophy. That is so true. So confident women are teachable. They are open to feedback. Mind you, you make sure that you're taking feedback from the right people. If you take feedback from the wrong person, let me tell you something. That's dangerous. I've done that many times in my life. I've had respect and love for people, for certain people, only to find out months, sometimes years later, that I have allowed their words and their influence that normally doesn't come like as big bangs. It's just little by little over the years that kind of knocks you down, kind of chips away at your confidence. And then 3 years later you go, oh my gosh, I am so scared to even open my mouth around this person for fear of what he or she might condemn next. And again, that condemnation doesn't come out bold and direct. It's usually subtle, it's usually indirect, and it chips away at you. So you be damn sure that you are taking feedback from people who have the results that you want, who are respectable and honorable. And that's both on stage and behind closed doors. You have to be the same in front of people as well as behind people when they're not around. So being teachable is what I look for in people. When I'm looking to form new relationships or friendships in a certain environment, it's one of the first things I look for. I start with the heart. Is this person teachable? How do I know? Because they said so? No. Because what they say lines up with what they're doing. They're in coaching programs. They're accountable to others. They're doing assignments. They are attending events that are surrounding them with like-minded people, because birds of a feather flock together, right? You have to be teachable. If you're not in some kind of learning coaching program, you're playing to lose, and you are being beaten every single day, multiple times a day, and you can't even see it. And you don't have to be a competitive, I need to win at everything kind of person to want to play to win. This is your life. This is your game of life. You're going to either lose at it, do kind of average at it, or you're going to win at it. And we all get to win and lose sometimes. It's part of the game. But it's damn straight better than sitting on the bench. Your life is not a spectator sport. I'm going to say that again. Your life is not a spectator sport. Get up, get off the bench, get back in the game. It's better to play your damnedest and lose a round or lose a quarter, then get back into the next quarter, than to sit on the bench. That's not what you're called to. Characteristic number, where are we? Number 12. And I've got one little bonus for you after that. This is a recurring one that I have been observing since the dawn of my mindset, since the dawn of my awareness of what does it take for confident women to live a successful life. What do they do? Where are they going? How do they speak? Let me tell you this. First of all, let me tell you the characteristic. A confident woman knows that there are going to be ups and downs in life, that there's going to be swings and roundabouts, ebbs and flows. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. A confident woman also knows that she needs the skills and the tools with which to navigate those little battles on the battlefield, right? Having the uncomfortable conversation, the tough conversation, is something that confident women do not avoid. Now, avoidance comes in mainly, and I'm generalizing, for two reasons. What do I mean by the uncomfortable conversations? When something goes wrong, okay? Something goes wrong in a relationship or on a project, in business or within a friendship or a professional relationship. When something goes wrong within two people, or let's say sometimes more, there's always other people who are impacted by that. Why? Because women talk. Women like to talk. Women like to talk to everybody else except the person they need to be talking to. So having the uncomfortable conversation could be with I'm coaching several of my clients through this right now. It might be a fallout or a really unexpected, hurtful, stressful situation between friends. One of my beautiful clients, in fact, two of them, have recently gone through this. And it's been a long-term friend. I'm talking like a very close friendship. Something has happened. Now, remember, we have Dr. Caroline Leaf, brilliant neuroscientist, who will remind us there aren't three sides to every story, his, hers, and the truth. There's an infinite number of perspectives for every situation of every day. That's what God provided. There's an infinite number of perspectives we can take for every situation of every day, meaning that there's very little right and wrong, actually. But of course, how you feel is how you feel. And what you want to do is make sure that you address the situation, and that depends on how important the relationship is to you. Now, there's two reasons why women will avoid the conversation. They'll avoid setting up that coffee discussion. They'll avoid setting up that Zoom call. They will avoid the conversation altogether. Number one is either because they lack the confidence, which is why I'm saying confident women don't avoid this. They either lack the confidence, and there is just too much going on in life right now. They just think, oh my gosh, hopefully this thing will just subside and go away. Number 2, it's not important enough to them. The relationship that they say is important is actually not important. There is no other reason why a woman who has the smarts, the skills, and the know-how to have the conversation and resolve it is just going to either not respond or say, no, I'm out, or is going to even downright ignore the invitation to have a conversation. That happens every single day. With friends, with clients, with acquaintances, with family members, within marriages, even within marriages, yes. If you want to be a confident woman, you need to have what you say line up with what you do. Otherwise, you are just like a lot of people out there and you are duplicitous. And that's not trustworthy. If you say you're going to do something, you got to, man, I hold my kids account to this. If you say you're going to do something, no matter how small, you better do it. You better be there. You better follow up on that time. And if something changes like things do, no problem. Get hold of the person and say, I'm sorry, something's changed. Can we reschedule, or are you able to push out by 30 minutes? But I will be there. Let your word be your word, my friend. It is so very important. I myself have been through this many times, and I myself am coaching and have been for years women through this thing. A confident woman knows, number 1, that she has the smarts, the skills, and the tools with which to go and have this uncomfortable conversation with the motivation of restoration. If that is indeed what's important to you. If it's not, you're not going to have the conversation, and you're going to be sending a clear message to the other person that you're just not interested. And that's okay. I don't recommend that you end the relationship that way, because that is not good for you. You're going to build yourself a reputation of being someone who has spoken a certain way for many years, and then suddenly when the rubber hits the road, yep, true character is revealed under pressure. And it's these little blips in life that cause pressure that show how we're going to respond. So if you do want the relationship to dwindle down, it doesn't mean that you don't have the conversation. You have the conversation in a mature and confident way and say, do you know what? I think our relationship has run its course. I think the reason for our season may be coming to an end. And hey, thanks for what we did share together. Or thank you so much for being on this project team and being a key player. It's been phenomenal. Whatever it is. But confident women don't avoid communication. They make a decision. Is the relationship important or not? If it's not, they will have the conversation and direct it in that direction. And if it is important, the relationship, they're certainly not going to avoid it for fear of. Sometimes it's hard speaking to somebody with a bold, strong character, right? Sometimes you get 2 bold, strong characters. What's going to happen then? It comes down to one simple thing. Your heart. Everything starts with the heart. What's your motivation? Is it to be right in this conversation, or is it restoration? It's that simple. It's that simple. So, characteristic number 12. Have the uncomfortable conversation. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your little perspective. Step out of that mindset that you have told yourself is absolutely right from every factual and logical perspective. Humble yourself and go have the conversation. You will be glad that you did. You'll be respected for and trusted for the fact that you did. And what you say will line up with what you do. Because a disconnect there is always going to communicate distrust. All right, and as a bonus number 13, I'm going to end off with red. Enough said. You've heard me talking about red. You've heard me talking about being on a mission to paint the world red for years. If you're new here, hey, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Red communicates confidence. If you want to get out of the background and start attracting positive people, positive opportunities, if you want to attract the eye of Mr. Right, if you want to attract the right kind of projects and opportunities and people your way, you want to use fashion and color to communicate confidence. Confidence is key. The world is looking for and attracted to confident women. That's why we've just spent the last 3 episodes on the 12 characteristics of confident women. I don't come from confidence, but boy, have I studied it, have I observed it, have I explored it, have I applied and tested it, and have I achieved it. I am self-confident. I absolutely trust myself. I believe in myself. Do I go through knocks? Oh my gosh, of course. You do life, you build a business, you get out there, and you're going to get knocked down by those who just don't want to see you fly. That's up to you as to whether or not you're going to fly again. I will always continue to fly. And I will always, and I've said it before, I will stand alone or fly alone before I decide to just be part of the crowd and fly with the flock that I just don't really feel like I belong with. You got to find your birds. You got to find your feathers, okay? You got to find your like-minded people, especially women, and flock with them. Be in community with them. Build each other up. You know, it's like I was writing something this morning. It's like going on a 10K park run, okay? These park runs that happen in the cities, and 10Ks is a lot. 5Ks, if you're not a runner, is a lot. But when you do it in a group, you know, you get a few Ks in, you go, oh my gosh, who did I allow to persuade me to do this thing? But then suddenly, you know, when you slow down and you're walking, a runner will come past and she'll say to you, hey, you got this, good job. I love your funky socks. And then you get a bit of energy and you get to 5Ks. You go, oh my gosh, I'm halfway. Then you're almost at 6.5 Ks. And like now you're starting to feel it, okay? Now that dodgy knee is feeling a bit dodgy and your feet are burning and you start walking again. And you're going to have two women coming along in beside you and say, you are almost 3/4 of the way done. You're almost there. Come on, man. This is awesome. Come on. And then you jog with them a little bit. And then before you get to 8Ks, you realize I only have to run 2 more Ks and then I'm done. Then I've achieved my goal. I have not done 5, but a 10K. I've lost weight. I've gained confidence. I've gained a couple of new friends. They said they're going to find me at the end, and then we're going to go and celebrate in a certain way later on today or tomorrow. And then you're running the last 2Ks like a badass, confident and excited. You even pick up pace way before you get to the finish line when you're hearing all the cheers. That's who you want to do life with. Confident, kind, successful, approachable, encouraging, affirming, like-minded women. Where will you find them? Well, www.lindapage.com. Go straight to school, SKOOL.com. It's in the description below. School.com/Linda Page. It's totally free. Come and join the conversation. We are doing 3 things: restoring self-esteem, boosting self-confidence, and harnessing the power of personal style. That all contributes to a confident woman, which, by the way, my friend, you are designed to be. You're designed to arise and shine. You're designed to get up, dress up, and be that bold light on a hill. You can do it. If you are letting your painful past limit your career and your faith and your relationships and your confidence, come and join us. It's free. And as you walk in the front door, I'm going to give you a gift called Kickstart Your Closet. It's a free, almost $297 valued online course that you can do in a matter of hours one weekend to take control back of your closet, to cull your closet, get organized, to simplify and systemize your wardrobe, to take the stressing out of dressing, and to learn how to get up, dress up, and just to arise and shine. That is what you are called to do. Doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from, what you've been through. Most women, unfortunately, have been through some form of physical, emotional, sexual abuse or trauma. Your past doesn't define you. It is part of you, and you could either let it dominate you and hold you back, or you can do some grief recovery, learn to heal from it, and turn its pain into purpose and take it forward into your future. That is powerful. That is what a confident woman will do. We're going to wrap up there, beautiful. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching or just listening. Wherever you are, I hope that you know that the woman in the mirror is a drop-dead, gorgeous creature like none other. There is nobody else like her on the planet. You are beautiful. You are smart. You're intelligent. You are brilliant. Please join us at school.com and get in, observe the conversations, see what's going on, ask some questions, drop a photo, introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm new here and I don't know if I'm going to stay and play. I'm just checking it out. Or, hey, I am checking this out. I'm new here and, what's going on? You'll see that in September, we're 2024 now. September, we are doing a Sweet September call to action. It's not a challenge. Challenges can come your way and you can accept or reject them. A call to action is get up, dress up, come this way. There are good results this way. Sweet September 2024, starting on the 1st of September. With a 1st of October, wide open, awesome, fun debrief on video Zoom. You want to come on in, okay? Come in the front door. You'll find yourself surrounded by women who are waiting to encourage you, waiting to celebrate your successes. Community is very important. And I love you and leave you. I bless you. Thank you again for being here today. And I hope that you will respond to the call to get up, dress up, and be the bold light on a hill that you are called to be.